She looked like she was having a blast. Man, it was just so fun to see her out.
The NFL offseason drama is already punching the clock like it's a full-time job. Leading the storyline is Travis Kelce, caught in full retire or run it back mode after a painful season-ending loss. And according to insiders, he's in no hurry, taking his time, sitting with the decision, and making sure his next move isn't just big, but legacy-defining.
A stud, man. What a great player he's been. And, I mean, he could still play. He looked great this year. I thought it was one of the best years he's had in a long time.
Next up, emotions were running high across the entire Chiefs universe. Jason Kelce accidentally broke one of broadcasting's most sacred rules by dropping a casual "we" on air, because apparently retirement does not uninstall team loyalty. Some habits are forever. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes, sidelined at home, still showed up like the ultimate.
So announcing our first book, that's right. Can you believe that we're publishing a book? We're authors.
Who would have guessed? And to cap it all off, Taylor proved she's a real one, making sure her Fortnite co-stars, Josh Charles and Ethan Hawke, walked away with their own VMA trophies. Icon behavior, honestly. Meanwhile, Super Bowl week in the Bay Area was already gearing up to be loud, chaotic, and delightfully unhinged, and then Travis Kelce and George Kittle decided to turn the volume all the way up. The tight end bros teamed up with Sports Illustrated to throw a Super Bowl week bash in San Francisco on February 5th, and instantly the internet zeroed in on the only question that mattered. Is Taylor Swift showing up? Insiders said that was the million-dollar mystery, and annoyingly, no one had a straight answer. Even Kelce's own attendance wasn't fully locked in, which felt wild considering the Chiefs' season wrapped early and his calendar suddenly had plenty of open space. As for Kittle, he was sidelined with an injury, but word was he'd still be around the team if the 49ers kept chasing that Lombardi dream, something fans were already manifesting like it was a full-time job.
Bye. Love you.
What was crystal clear? The vibe. The party, aptly titled Tight Ends and Friends, was set to take over Public Works at 9 p.m. And this was not your awkward industry mixer with flat drinks and forced smiles. This was a full-on college-style rager, just with elite glow-ups everywhere. We're talking turf-inspired setups, interactive games, big-budget production energy, and music that actually hits, not the kind that politely hums in the background. The soundtrack blended local DJs with national heavy hitters, building to a loud luxury headlining set, with Frank Walker hyping the crowd first. Basically the kind of night where you lose your voice, your sense of time, and, if the vibes are doing their job, your phone charger, too. The doc shows Taylor admitting she's never worked out this much in her life. And honestly, same. Except my version of working out is walking to the fridge and convincing myself it counts as cardio.
Season ends for me. I put my feet up and I just be a human.
Yeah.
Just being a regular human for a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and trying to figure out what I'm going to.
And the timing? Immaculately spicy. According to insiders, Taylor had already set off whispers that she was in LA on Friday, like a full-on pop star bat signal lighting up the sky. Meanwhile, Travis might not just be in town for vibes and date nights. There's chatter he's been talking with Netflix about a potential broadcasting move, with insiders even floating the idea of him becoming their exclusive sports correspondent. And honestly, that tracks. Travis has the kind of charisma that could turn a weather forecast into halftime entertainment. Still, nothing's locked in, especially when it comes to his end.
Stud, man. What a great player he's been. And I mean, he could still play. He looked great this year. I thought this was one of the best years he's had in a long time. But I love watching him play. I love his personality. I love his temperament. I love his competitiveness. He's one of the all-time greats that ever.
Kelce may be chaotic on the field, but off it, he's exactly who people say he is. A genuinely good dude who can take a hit, even when that hit is verbal and delivered with the full emotional force of a Ravens fan still processing January 2024. And while Kelce is out here proving he can absorb a verbal, that's brutal. Imagine ranking second in Taylor Swift's NFL era and still getting hit with the corporate "we're going in a different direction" email. This is one of those classic NFL offseason moments where teams put on their calculator glasses and start talking about getting younger and cheaper, which is really just sports code for thanks for everything, but we found a rookie who caught.
My body can heal up and rest up, and I can feel confident that I can go out there and give it another 18, 20, 21 week run. Talk to a few people in the facility already, having the exit meetings and everything, and they know where I stand, at least right now. And there's a lot of love for the game that's still there, and I don't think I'll ever lose that. It's a tough thing to.
Meanwhile, and this is the unintentionally funny part, if anything legal can be called funny, Taylor isn't reportedly making the same request. According to what's floating around, she's not scrambling to seal anything or keep texts under wraps. And that contrast, it's making Blake's "please hide this" energy stand out even more, and, to some, look a little suspicious. Want it shadier, more neutral, or full side-eye commentary?
Honestly, I've been just focused on trying to win football games, man. I'll let that be a decision that I make with my family, friends, the Chiefs organization, when the time comes.
Naturally, the internet reads all of this as a massive uh-oh. Because when one person is begging for the vault and the other is basically like, sure, show the group chat, people immediately assume those texts are either spicy, awkward, or the dangerous combo of both. If one side wants secrecy and the other is unbothered, the timeline starts acting like the messages are about to drop as an entire season of prestige television. And that's where the commentary gets louder. There's a journalist commentator type floating around the coverage, openly suggesting that Blake's push to seal those messages might mean they don't exactly help her case. Not saying that's confirmed, but that's very much the vibe being pushed. The implication? The texts could make her look contradictory, or at least not fully aligned with the version of events she wants front and center in the lawsuit narrative. And just when you think it can't get juicier, it does, because the judge may not be thrilled with the timing.
Questions is now available for pre-order on the Kelce Clubhouse. We're compiling all the no dumb questions that you guys have helped us build throughout these wonderful 3 years of doing this show thus far, so that you guys can enjoy these with.
Naturally, the internet reads all of this as a massive uh-oh. Because when one person is begging for the vault and the other is basically like, sure, show the group chat, people immediately assume those texts are either spicy, awkward, or the dangerous combo of both. If one side wants secrecy and the other is unbothered, the timeline starts acting like the messages are about to drop as an entire season of prestige television. And that's where the commentary gets louder. There's a journalist commentator type floating around the coverage, openly suggesting that Blake's push to seal those messages might mean they don't exactly help her case. Not saying that's confirmed, but that's very much the vibe being pushed. The implication? The texts could make her look contradictory, or at least not fully aligned with the version of events she wants front and center in the lawsuit narrative. And just when you think it can't get juicier, it does, because the judge may not be thrilled with the timing.
Announcing our first book, that's right. Can you believe that we're publishing a book? We're authors. Who would have thought? We're authors. I don't even know if that's the correct way to say this.
We're published.
The idea came straight from the fans, constantly bombarding them with the most random, unhinged, and occasionally brilliant questions imaginable. Instead of dodging them, the Kelce brothers doubled down, answering everything from life choices to food debates with zero filter and maximum personality. The book captures that same vibe. Basically like you accidentally plopped yourself at the Kelce family table and never got kicked out. This isn't polished motivational fluff or a serious sports memoir. It's controlled chaos, packed with hilarious anecdotes, laughs, and a surprisingly sharp dose of self-awareness. Set to drop on June 2nd, 2026, the brothers were still wrapping their heads around the idea of being published authors, which made total sense because nothing in their journey ever screamed quiet writing retreat.
About trying to bring this show to life. Like, we do this show every week. We love that everybody tunes into this, how the fan base that we built with you guys, the 92.
Jason and Travis were legit stunned by how it all turned out. What started as a simple podcast segment somehow evolved into something people could casually toss on a coffee table and pass off as highbrow culture. They reportedly had a blast creating it and were obsessed with the idea that fans could own a physical piece of the show. No headphones required, just pure vibes and brag-worthy decor.